Okay, so let's look and see what we've got. Okay, so what apparently comes with the VAVA Dashcam, snapshot button, the suction mount, and it apparently has the mobile app in it, although I've already downloaded the mobile app to my cell phone. Full-featured mobile app. Capture snapshot, review footage in real time, built-in GPS, capture videos, transfer footage wirelessly. So here is the box. Hope you can all see that. And what does it tell us here? The complete car dash camera. Cool and discreet. Live view on phone, remote snapshot. Crystal clear 1080p high def videos day and night. Do more with your photos and videos on the VAVA app. Always on automatic crash recording. Swivel 360 to capture any angle, and one-touch snapshot hands-free device. So, looks to be pretty in-depth. I've also picked up 32 gig UHS 1, the high performance. Let's see, that is class 10. Micro SD card for it. Now it'll take up to 128 gig card. I've got the 32 gig at the moment because apparently when it runs out of space it'll start re-recording over old footage, and we'll see how much footage that'll actually give us, and then upgrade to a 64 or 128 at a later time. But for now we've got a 32 gig, which is lots. My old dash cam, I had a 16 gig in it, and it held a lot of footage even on a 16 gig. So we'll set that up. Now let's take a look at this. Nice box setup. Looks very good, very professional. It's got some good weight to it. So let's see. Very nicely presented, actually. So let's slide this off. You start out with, "Thank you, congrats on your VAVA Dashcam." One-touch snapshot, just goes over some of the features and everything to it. That is very nice. So you end up with this at the top of the beginning. Nice thank you. This is Life Made Simple. Okay, and this is, these are your guides. Installation guide, quick installation guide, and a user's guide. Okay, let's leave that with those for the moment. Now, let's take another look here. Okay. Very nicely presented. Move that off to the side. Let's take a look in here. With some nice foam and everything here. Okay, so this is the snapshot device. You mount this somewhere in your vehicle, and if you want a quick snapshot, click the button. As I understand it from reading and seeing other videos at the moment, if you click and hold the button for a few seconds, it will do a 20-second video and save it. And there's double-sided tape for this. There's also clips in here for clipping your wiring up underneath your dash and such. So let's put this back into this little box. We'll get that out after when we are installing and we're ready to set that up. Okay, next. Let's see what this is. This will be the camera itself. Got some weight to it. Not overly huge. Nice. There's the camera. And on the other side is where you open it up to put your micro SD card into right here. Nice rubber. Ooh, very pleasant. Nice look to it. I like what they've done with their logo. That's innovative. Well, not innovative, but pretty cool. Forward, backwards, upside down, or downside up. It says VAVA. So there's the camera. And then up here you have your power connector, micro USB, and this is the area that hooks onto the mount, and it's magnetic mount. Okay, so we set that aside for the moment. And this is going to be the mount, I would presume. How do I open it without tearing it apart? Here we go. Okay, so this one comes with a dual USB plug-in unit. So output is 5 volt, 4.8 amp max. Each of these is a 2.4, which is quite high speed. That's very quick. Usually you see a 1.2 to 1.4 is normal for these. I have a battery bank for recharging devices like my phone and that I carry, a spare battery, that has these. And it's very, very quick compared to your average normal. So this will plug into what us old timers call a lighter socket, and then you have two ports. So one for the dash cam and one for anything else like recharging phones in the car or anything like that. So that's a nice unit. And it's not, doesn't feel cheap little plastic. It's got some weight and some, it feels good and solid. All the springs and everything are good and solid. That feels quality. Now, let's pull this out. Now this will be the mount. This will mount to your windshield. Okay, you can see the suction. This will mount to your windshield, and then once it's there, your camera mounts to it magnetically. And that takes a lot of force to pull them apart. You're going over rough roads, anything like that, it's not coming off of there just from normal driving vibrations. Now once you have that set in, this can tip to get just the right angle. This also allows you to spin your camera. So if you can imagine that mounted on your windshield, like so, you can tip to get just the right angle that you want. Doesn't matter what the rake of your windshield is. If you've got a really sharp rake, or like in a pickup truck or something, for example, where it's all, more straight up and down, you've got a lot of motion there. So that's very adjustable to pretty well any windshield. I like that. Also, once it's connected on, you've got a little clip here for your wiring that will come down from above your windshield, hook into there, and go to plug in here, so that it holds it all in place nicely. So once you're there, once you've got it on the windshield, you're going to flip that, which will suck it in and cause more suction. See, watch. It draws that suction cup in, creates more suction, and that's where you get your good connection. So, all in all, looks very nice, and it's not huge. It's not huge at all. Part of that is the fact that it doesn't need a screen hanging down or space for a large screen, a 2 or 3 inch screen on it facing you or whatever. You don't need a screen on here because you have it going straight to your cell phone, which you can have in a holder, and you can have it displaying what the camera's seeing, or not worry about it and use your cell phone to set up the camera, get the right view, and then shut it back down again. If you have need of showing the video to, for example, if there's an accident that it captures, or an accident with you, and you need to show the police officers what your camera saw, you don't need to do anything with the camera at all. It can just stay where it is. You connect to it wirelessly through the app on your phone or your tablet, bring up the video you want from there and play it for them right there so they can see. You can also download it, protect it so it can't be written over, download it to your phone or your tablet, take it home, put it, save it on your computer and your hard drive, anywhere, so you have it then for future reference, for future use. Now, it also comes with a very, very long cable and a GPS unit. And this has double-sided tape so you can stick it to your windshield. So you would typically run, pardon me, you would typically run this cable from your unit here up and then underneath the trim pieces along your windshield, have it come out from under the trim pieces where this is, stick this to the glass of the windshield, have the cord again go back under the trim pieces, and feed that all the way around and down beneath the dash, across onto the dash to your unit that you're going to plug it into. In my case, I have one on the side of the console area on the passenger side that's easily accessible from running beneath the glove compartment and everything. So I won't even see the wiring other than where it pops out from under the trim to mount the GPS and back in under, and where it comes out from under the trim to go onto the camera itself. That's all I need to see. And a nice thing about this is they've even been good enough to include this little tool, which will help you pull the trim pieces back enough for you to pop the wiring in underneath it to hide it all. I've never seen that in any other unit. So for small little bits of trim that you need to move, or the rubber around the trim area near the doors, that type of thing, for larger trim pieces, you can just slide that under, pry it back a little bit. You don't want to use this to pop them off. You just pry it back enough that you can put the wire in underneath the trim piece and then move along. And so they've included a tool to help you do that. And it's substantial. It's not a cheap little tiny piece of plastic. So that'll work well. And that's a great addition. Somebody was really thinking when they did that. So this is the unit. Okay, and at a little later point, so far I am very, very impressed with it. I've tried out numerous different dash cams, mostly cheaper ones. I've had ones upwards of $50 or $60 Canadian. I think my last one was 50 some odd, or $54 or something like that Canadian, in that neighborhood. This is a little bit more, but then again, you're going to pay more for the higher quality. This is regular $150 Canadian at Best Buy. I think you can possibly get it cheaper on Amazon or that kind of thing, but I don't typically shop online. But it was $150 regular at Best Buy. I got it on sale for $20 off, so $130, $129.99. So call it $130 Canadian. So far, appears to be a good buy and well worth the money. It's not cheap construction. It's not light, dainty little plastic pieces or whatever. It feels solid. From everything I've read and seen on it, it appears to be a good high quality unit. So we'll have to wait and see. Now it does have a rechargeable battery in it that your car will recharge over time while it's running and that. So when you turn the car off, now mine, where it plugs in, it does not have constant power. When you turn the car off, power to that plugging is turned off. This then will go into parking mode, which means it will be on standby, nominally recording, but not saving the recording. It's just recording, seeing what's going on. It's in parking mode. Now, if somebody were to back into me in a parking lot, the G sensors in it would pick up the impact, the shock, and it would automatically start recording the previous, I think it's 5 seconds prior to the incident, for 20 seconds or so. Hopefully that's enough time for the footage to show the vehicle ahead that has backed into you and a license plate. So if the person then just drives away, you've got that, and you can then report the hit and run. If they don't, well, that's great. You've got all the information then that you need. And the battery in it is, they say, is good for up to 72 hours without being recharged in parking mode, in parking lot mode. So, but then again, as soon as you get in the car and you start it up, this starts topping up the charge on that battery again, and you're good to go again. Alright, so that's it for my unboxing. We'll have to film and make a video, or I'll include footage of when we install it, so you can see how easy and simple it is, or how difficult it is. We'll have to wait and see. And then we'll get some shots of it actually performing, put in some footage of day and nighttime driving, so you can see how good the video is on it as well. I have high hopes for this. All right, I'll see you shortly.